Hello, my name is Dr. Brian Raid, and I'm a naturopathic doctor. And this is a video reply to a question that somebody posted on one of my other videos about what they can do to protect themselves if they're going to be spending time in a moldy environment. So, a very good question. Just before I jump into the content here, just in case you're watching this on YouTube, if there was an ad playing before this video, just to clarify, I don't receive any financial compensation from YouTube, nor do they ask for my permission or approval for any ads that they might run before my videos. Just FYI, I have nothing to do with those ads. So the question, more specifically, the person was asking if they run a HEPA air purifier with that in the moldy environment. I think it was a summer cottage or something like that they know or have reason to believe that there's mold there. Would running a HEPA air purifier be protect them from developing a colonization of mold on their sinuses? So really good question. Unfortunately, many folks have environments in their life that they're periodically or sometimes more than periodically exposed to where there is mold, and so how to protect oneself is, I think, a really good topic to discuss. As per usual, I can't provide any medical advice to anyone listening to this. If you have questions about your health or things that you should do for your health, you need to, or I would encourage you to consult with your personal health provider. But just for informational purposes, I'll share some information around this topic. So, to my understanding, a standard HEPA filter will not. A standard HEPA filter will filter out mold spores, but won't filter out mycotoxins. So, from a if I was going to stay at a place that I knew that there was a mold contamination there, if I had a HEPA filter running, like an air purifier with a HEPA filter in it, then I would feel quite reassured that I probably wouldn't have colonization of mold in my sinuses. And I would say, from my perspective, that's the most important thing, because I don't want to turn into a mold incubator. It's just not a good way to be. If I was worried about mycotoxins, so the toxins that are produced by mold, then a standard HEPA filter is not going to my understanding, filter out those mycotoxins. And that's because a standard HEPA filter, if memory serves, will filter out particulate matter down to 0.3 microns, if I'm not mistaken. Whereas mycotoxins are quite a bit smaller than that. I believe they're 0.03 microns or something like that in size, give or take. So some of the companies out there that make specialized air filters, and I'm not affiliated with any of them, but some of the ones I'm familiar with include one called Molecule, where it's the word molecule spelled with a K. There's another one called Air Doctor, and oh my goodness, what's the other one? I have one. Shoot, I have a couple of Air Doctors, and there's another one that I have. Oh my goodness, what are they called now? I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, sorry company that I bought an air purifier from. But anyways, any company that says that they filter out particulate matter down to 0.003 microns or 0.007 microns, to my understanding, should cover any mycotoxins, because they should all be bigger than that. Oh my goodness, it's going to bother me now. What is the name of that other company? Anyways, hopefully it'll come to me. Maybe I'll post it in the comment section below if I remember, because I do think they make good products. They're actually made in the USA, and as opposed to, I think the other companies are all made overseas. And anyways, I think they're a good company. Oh, it's really bothering me now, not remembering what it's called. So that will actually filter out mycotoxins, and the mycotoxins are the component or the mold element that actually make us sick. So we want to protect our sinuses from mold and lungs from mold spores, but so they can't colonize those areas of the body. But we definitely want to protect ourselves from mycotoxins as well. Now, at the end of the day, it's kind of a cost-benefit ratio. A HEPA filter, not that expensive. A ultra HEPA filter, I believe is what they call them, that filter out mycotoxins, quite a bit more expensive. Ballpark, you're looking at around, like, if you can get it something on sale, you can usually get a high quality ultra HEPA filter containing air purifier for around $350 US, give or take. And replacement filters and whatnot are usually around $100, give or take. So it's quite an investment. So it is quite expensive. Some of the other companies, IntelliPure, that's the name. That's the other one unit that we have. So IntelliPure makes their products in the US of A, at least last time I checked, which was several months ago, and they make a fine product, in my opinion. So the replacement filters are quite expensive. So if it were me, I would well, what would I do? Is that it's always a cost benefit ratio too, where I have concerns about contaminating the air filters or air purifiers that I have with mold. So I brought it to a moldy environment. I'd be a little bit concerned about that myself. What I would probably do personally if I was going to a moldy environment is I would I would consider bringing my air doctor or my IntelliPure with me. Just planning to change out the filters afterwards. There's usually a kind of a pre-filter and a carbon filter, if memory serves, and so I probably plan to change both of those out afterwards and just kind of just pitch those. And then what I would also personally do is I would run a essential oil diffuser in the environment as well. So my understanding is that the essential oils are able to interact with and denature some of the mycotoxins that are floating around, plus mold spores that are floating around as well. Essential oils are really good at dealing with mold in the environment, to my understanding. So I would run, and this I have done this actually at other places. I quite frankly, if I'm flying somewhere, I'm not going to bring my air purifier with me, but I've arrange to have an essential oil diffuser at the location in question. But if you can bring things with you, I mean, what a convenient thing to bring along. Essential oil diffusers are quite compact, so I would diffuse a fairly high concentration of essential oil through my essential oil diffuser. That's something that I that's definitely something to talk to a healthcare provider about ahead of time, because breathing in, especially high concentrations of essential oils, could potentially have certain health impacts. Also, some patients have told me that they've been told not to have essential oils diffusing around certain types of pets, like their dogs and cats. I don't know anything about veterinary medicine whatsoever, so I just tell them, you know what, this is what I advise for you. Talk to the vet and see if this is safe, but I don't know about the little critters running around. That's something that I would do personally if I was going to be going into an environment like that. What I would also do personally is I would use my nasal spray. I would take some extra detox support as well. I take a binder and I take some things like glutathione to help support my body during when I was in that environment, and those specific dosages would need to be discussed with a healthcare provider. So I personally take a thorough approach because I've just treated several hundred patients with mold illness, and I don't want to be one of those patients. So I think prevention is very important. So I hope that this answered the question. And if anybody has any questions about this topic or anything else, just post it in the comment section below and I'll answer it as best I can.